Hey people, I was reading this fish mariner tablet, the last couple movies, and I got up here, it was talking about the rain, to clean out the kidneys to rain. The rain can liberate by citizens. Parrot is a logo that means citizens in Egypt. And then it says through where, or the door, the catching out, to catch the boat, the citizen catch boat. And so these are benedicted. You got 10 guys here with their head cut off, and a bend, to tie something together. When you're on the boat, you tie something together, you call it a bend. And then 9 of them got their dick cut off and tied to their head. And it's benedicted, vindicted, vindicate. That's where all those words come from. And just one of them has still got his dick. And it makes me think that the other 9 were addicted. And a bind, when you're bound to something, your hands are tied. You don't have control if you're addicted. Most of them have their toes together. And these both got their feet out. And I can't tell down here, this end of the tablets wore off. So I was looking in the Hebrew Bible and I found some code words when it's talking about this a lot. And I was following those words and I figured out what these are here. And there's another clue here that this is the same language, the official cuttable. And this K-T-B-L-B-L-O-S, the cuttable as, is the same words you find in the ancient Torah. Right here, the Torah incuttable, is in in, is what they'll say that means. And it means, cut in stone, KT, incuttable. And I found some writings that explain this cat and these ducks. It's a real common picture. You see it here with this cat shepherding these ducks. And it's a little different here. Now he's got some dogs behind him and toting the take. And they're watching some goat. Here the cat's got the take with it. And it was here again on the Turin exotic papyrus, the cat with the take and the staff shepherding the ducks. So this is a really ancient paper. This is a recreation. It was all dissolved. The cat and ducks always had something going on in Egypt. She was clawing the other birds, but just grabbing duck by the wing. So this is Baal's row over here. Baal's row on the wall. And these are zeros. And zero is the Hebrew word they'll say means seed. And you see the line over here. It's showing you that, they're up against the wall over here. And then you have the cat, showing its right eye. And it has a stave and a take. And it's feminine. It's the menu. You got the tail tucked. You ain't got no balls hanging. And so what she's doing, she's staving off. She's keeping the drakes away. And it was here in the last line of Zechariah 11 where it was talking about this. You see it talking about the right eye and his right arm and the flock and the shepherd. And so all these words are mistranslated here. But you see that the shepherd is the Roy. And the Roy is the king. And it means the first call. Oi is to call. The R-Oi, the R call, the first call. And so this is hoy. They call it woe here. Most of the time it comes up, it means alas. And it's not woe, it's alas. I've been working on it all day and alas, I've finished is what it means. And it's it's EVI, and it has to do with the time, ever call. And so it's like ship ahoy. And so when the ship leaves out, it's ship ahoy, and when it comes back in, it's hoy aroy. It's alas. We finally arrive. The first call. Ahoy, the first call. Hallelujahs by. The worthless one who leaves, or the hallelujahs by. And so it's the sailors coming to port and they're going out. and Hoy-a-Roy and Hallelujahs by the hexon is the flock. We're gonna have a hexon. It's the cross on, and gonna get all together. The hexon here, ball. Ball. We're gonna have a ball. The balls row of. The balls row of. Here, balls row of. And like I say, this 0, this is in Genesis 1, it means the seed. It's the 0, Z-R-O, yielding seed, 0, 0. And again, the 0, 0, it yields seed. And here on the third day again, the seed is the 0, or the Z-R-O-W, 0. And so it'll have all the different spellings, starting with Z and many other letters, as they'll give this word for arm, Z-R-U-O or Z-R-O-U, with the many same spellings. So, that pretty much means, I give you everything to eat that bears seed. That means also, birds and reptiles and anything that doesn't give a live birth. And Hoy-a-Roy, Hallelujahs by the hexon here, balls row of. The balls row of wall, up and against the wall, oying, to calling minu, oyin minu. And so my mama used to call the cat, the girl cat, she would call it minu. She would call the tom the matu. And so this one says that, minu means to come here. Like I say, she only said that to the female. But minu is also a slang word for pussy, so it's the cat. Here balls row of wall, oying minu, to calling minu, on his right. On the balls row, the balls Z-R-O, Z-R-U, the 0, on the wall, and the minu and the pussy on the right. On his right, his arm is the minu's row, on the right. And the minu's row, wives, W-I-V, the minu's row, wife and staves. The wife and staves. Staves is to keep off, that's where a nun got her name. Her job was to go to the dance and keep the boys and girls separated. To stave, S-T-A-I-V-S, staves. And this read through several times, and you see when you're reading these lowered marks, it turns this into a O-J-O-B, and then turn around, I-S-U-V, and it's the 0 job is of us. The 0 job is we don't have a job. That's why he's trying to keep them away. And the staves, voying. So this is seeing, voying, V-O-Y. Without the V, it's just the oying, the calling. And here it's the voying. The voying my nookie. Voying my nookie. My dad had a boat called Miss Manookie, which you're not getting when you're out on the boat. Voying my nookie, the takey. Hoy-a-Roy and Hallelujahs by hexon here, balls row of wall, oying minu's row, wive and staves, voying my nookie, the takey. So all this is going on over there on the left, the Hoy-a-Royers and the balls row wall calling, and then on the right is Minu's row. The wives, W-I-V, wife means something willing to match up, and staves and something you're trying to keep away. The stave is in the left hand, and the takey, the voying from the nookie, the take. The take is the basket, in your right hand, if you're going to take the eggs, or if you're going to take some fish, that's to take with you. So in Roman times, they came back and redrew the art, and they put some cons in there. The con is the priest, the dog, and the one that plays the flute, that was the sons of Jubal, I believe. The brother of Tubal-Cain, Jubal. They was the players of the harp and flute. And they took the take away from the cat, and they put my eye over here on the dog. And so this gives a good idea of where the word Viking come from, the Viroi, the VI, the VI king, the Viking, Hoyeroi. And so that's the word I was looking for when I run into that, the Oyen, because they call it the eye all the time. When I clicked on it, it comes up as a fountain, the well, the surface, the face, affliction, or the eye. So that lets me know that, my guess is just as good as theirs. So I was wanting to read you this. The burden of the word of Yahweh is Mossad Brevet. Brevet is quick. Mossad, that's the ancient Egyptian secret service, Mossad. They'll say it's an Arabic word meaning happy or fortunate. And I guess it depends on whose side you're on. Because the way this word's written with this little ejection here, it can be from sad. And so if you're from sad, you're away from sad. You're happy. And then when you read it with the bottom markings, it's mad. The mad, brevet, a short moment. Mossad, happy for a short moment, and mad for a short moment. And so it's real confusing. So I just read the top line lately, and it's Mossad brevet. So Mossad, that's the ancient secret service, and it tells right here, Mossad brevet, quickly in by arch, had broke in, had tightly packed crowd of people, ruck. And Mossad brevet, quickly by arch had ruck, by in the arch, in the top had packed, had rucked. And would Damask minute to kill you. And they have come to kill, Kilu. And so they'll take all these words, they say Yahweh, and they'll put them all in the same category. You really can't count to tell how many times it comes up with different letters in front of it. You just see it when you run into it. They stick them all in the same category. In the minute to kill you, Hoyen, Colin had muckle, M-U-K-L, muckle. Muckle is a large amount, those with all the riches. And Mossad brevet in arch had packed the castle, and would mass minute to kill you. Colin, Hoyen had muckle, Colin had riches, sieve thy, to S-E-V, to receive, S-E-A-V, to sieve, T-H-Y, to sieve thy his roll. And Mossad brevet in arch had ruck, and Damas minute to kill you. Colin had muckle sieve they his rule, had much sieve thy his rule. He's talking about when they took over Egypt here. And this happened back then during the first kingdom, they were using the circa, and just for 3 kings, and then it changed to the Car-2 after that. And you see that down lower here, Zechariah 9:10. And I pulled this off to show some of these phrases in here. But yeah, this is what it starts with, is in the Car-2. The dot gives the A-T-A-2, the Car-2. And it ends here at the ends of the earth is of the Sirach. And that's the the search in the car too. You know, the search and the car too. And so it's got several phrases in here. You know, the bow, the battle is the fistum will come. To fistum will come. If we're going to come, it's going to come down to a fist fight. The fistum will come. And from sea to sea, you know, that's my madam. My woman is the sea. So that tells me it's a sailor writing this. And from a river to the ends of the earth. And from a river to is women, WMN, you know, women, and then erode, EROD. The women erode, you know, the river is what happens from the river is erosion, EROD. The women erode. And the ends of the earth is of search. And what it means is, and the women erode of search. Erode means they quit looking for the ends of the earth. And so the chariot, you know, is the RCN, the racing. And this word flips around many ways. It means the same thing every time. But it also means to erase, the erasing. And we carto EIRCN, and we carto erasing. From a frame, use us, US, to use us, the mirror cells. So this Jerusalem started with an M, you know, MIRU is a mirror, S, and the dot says add an E, and then down here A, and the mirror seals. And so, and the carto erasing from a frame uses the mirror seals. So back in ancient times, you know, the cartouche, it was imitating a stand-up mirror. You know, the cartouche, and that tells me, you know, it reads backwards already. You're looking at a mirror image. But this is also the representation of a mirror here, the Ankh. And you see it in the search of Horror, the first dynasty, first king, also has the Ankh in it. And so it's making fun of that type of government. You know, it's the mirror seals, the sunk rat, you know, the mirror seal, the mirror seals when crat, you know, when govern. And you can see the word, you know, the Ankh in there, and the sunk, you know, should be cut off. It's sunk, the sunk rat. And the fistum will come, whatever seal us. And this is the word they say is goyim, and this is what turned me on. This is logos. You know, when you read it with the bottom markings, you see it's a L O, and then G, and then two G's, and then OWIS. The logo is. And so it's talking about the nations, all the sheep, you know. And the fistum will come, whatever seal us logo is. And we fight for whatever our logo is. You know, it's a ball game. And our logo is the saints. And his dominion, you know, is coming from the base word of muscle. You know, usually they say muscle is rule. And the Muslim is. So it's no longer miss. You know, and who had his dominion from the sea, you know, was the Muslim is. And the Muslim, Sodom. And Menez. You know, the dot in the N here tells you to read the A. So it's A-E, and an A-E turns into an E-S. And so it's the Menez road of search. And so Menez was also NarMer. It was the first king of Egypt. And you can see NarMer right here in his cartouche. You know how they read cartouche. They'll go to the middle and they'll read it one way and then the other. And they're going down, N-M, and then up, E-R, NarMer. And so if they would just read them from the bottom to the top, it would read the same as the Hebrew. But yeah, Menez is another name for the first king. You know, Ahura, considered the second pharaoh of the first dynasty of Egypt. Some Egyptologists, while others consider him to be the first and one of the corresponding to Menez. And this would be, you know, the 31st century BC. And so that's about the same time as that NarMer palette. And if we look a little closer at the points, the first time I read it, I just follow the vowel points if it has a marker in the letter. And so it's the Muslim J-A-M or J-A-S or Y-A, and the Muslim Yasadis, S-O-D-I-S, and the Muslim Yasadis, and Menes Road of Search. And so I've seen something that makes me believe that this all also replaces the owl. The owl just replaces the M, and the all, replaces the MR. Here's the official. And you see here they went out of the way to remove this. They were out here bombing the field, bombing the birds, and that would be the correct spelling of this throw stick. It could be called a throw, or it could be called a bomb. And they went out of the way to remove whatever's here. And you see this and tap it on Daddy's leg. Look here, what is this? Pointing at this. Same over here, they're trying to point it out. And it makes me think that it was probably a cat and an owl down here that they didn't want you to see. This is the Department of Marine Resources. The NarMer, Department of Marine Resources. And so if this was a cat here, this would read, the cat was called the meow, and he's called the meow and the cat, meow cat, depending on which direction you're reading. And so if you read it this way, it's meow, me, all, fish. This is me office. I'm a marine official, and this is me office out here hunting, fishing. And then on this side, and it's me office and the official. The fish owl. And the fish owl, that's old Bubba there. Old Bubba fish owl, the biggest owl. And it's in the family of the long-eared owls. And I think that they removed these pictures just so you didn't catch on that it's Phoenician. It's ancient English. And so the serpent-looking thing that we're throwing, they'll call it a throwing stick. And here it's, it's just the G-A and then the stick. And usually when they write something like this, they're spelling it out. This is a Gaga, Lady Gaga. So that's where Lady Gaga got her name. And they say it means to throw or to create. And this is where your word throat comes from. And you can see this is a B-M-B-A-T. And so this is read as a bomb, a B-M-B. You ever wonder why there's a B in bomb? Because it's from here, it's a bomb at. And so this means in from, it's coming from one place and in at, and going at another. And it's the bombardment, the bomb at. And then the stick, just reads as throw, and back the other way, T. And the bomb at throat, and then A, V, B or V. And the bomb at throat of. And the bomb at throat of a men. Hit them in the throat. And in this art, it's drawn, looks more like a serpent, got an eye and a smile. And this symbol tells me that they had a live entertainment theater system, because they'll say it means fluttering. And so this duck represents the letter P. And so it's TH and then ROUP, the rope. It's the rope is what makes them fluttering. When they need angels to be flying, somebody backstage will have them on the rope. And in Genesis 1, the OUP, is the birds that throw up. So I want to hit on one more thing before I go. It's back in that one I did about Mossad. And where it says, the eyes of men in all the tribes of Israel. Every time this men comes up, it's talking about a different type of men. And I found where it get real rude in one spot. But the type of men it's talking about here is the type that had suckle. That was Romulus and Remus of Rome that had suckle off the wolf. And had suckle, sieve, S-E-V. S-E-A-V, sieve, to receive his role. The kill calling had suckle sieve thy his role. The one that was born the king is the one they're wanting to kill. And I'll try to find that rude spot where I found this somewhere else, and I'll put it in the next movie. But I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.